are back again. It is week 9 of the Black Sports Entertainment Podcast. We're getting started. You got Ben,
Brian,
and Brian.
And we're here to talk about a crazy week of sports and a crazy weekend of sports coming up. We decided to shift a little bit. We're going to start to introduce a little bit more basketball talk. As you know, football becomes a little bit clearer, and as you know, basketball heats up a little bit. It was a unanimous decision to restart the season starting on December 22nd, and that means we have games. Games coming up for Christmas, and of those games, the marquee. We're talking about Warriors and Lakers. What do we think about this matchup? Reportedly Warriors, Lakers. But I feel like we all see the writing on the wall. We all see that the Lakers are kind of at, they're the past champions. And then we have the Warriors who are through a mini rebuild within their, dynasty run. How are we feeling about this matchup?
I think it's a good debut for Steph and Clay. Back healthy, everybody's hyping them up. Let's put them against the champions and let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so I feel like it really depends on the roster or how the league handles its off season, because usually you have months between the draft and the start of the season, and this year the draft. We're at November 11th right now.
Right.
The draft is going to be, the 20th or something like that?
Right.
And the season starts a month after?
Yeah.
Really... Because the Lakers had so many one-year contracts. How does free agency work? How do trades work in this situation?
I think that free agency almost works in favor of the team that currently has the piece, because... Are you going to uproot your life, move across the country, start with a new team, and get integrated into their system within 2 months?
What do you mean within 2 months?
But I'm saying, is all that going to happen in 2 months, or is it going to take 4 months? Is it going to take 5? You know what I'm saying? To actually get acclimated into a system with that short of a turnaround, and they're still planning on playing 72 games. You might not gel with your team until it's playoff time, and by that time we might have missed the playoffs, depending on what situation you're in. So I just think mobility in this scenario is almost,
the one thing I'm going to say,
disincentivized.
I think that there is no way that Rajon Rondo leaves the Lakers.
I think when you try to give people, props for being intelligent, smart players, you can't turn around and be like, he's going to look at the NBA, landscape and be like, I should go somewhere else because I'm Rajon. He knows what it is.
No, but
he's going to weigh his best chances of winning over, money at this point.
No, but all I'm saying is there were those reports saying that the Clippers were interested in Rondo.
I mean, I'm sure.
I think that there's absolutely no way that he leaves the Lakers.
I think it's incredibly easy to say we're interested in a player. I don't think there's a rule on saying that we're interested in a player,
We're interested in James Harden. He's probably not going anywhere.
Yeah,
but my point,
if he came onto the market, we would love him. That's a very umbrella statement.
Kevin Durant
interested, of course they're interested.
The Knicks are interested in everyone because they actually had to rebuild a franchise.
But what's wrong
scratch.
with what's wrong with being interested?
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being interested.
Buy into it, interest,
right?
No, it's just that. I feel like usually during the off season, there's more time for all that to play out.
I mean, true. Another thing, what about summer league for these new draftees? You just completely
they go into training camp.
Welcome to the team.
Fall in line. Just we're gonna catch on in these drills.
But that's what I'm saying, man. If you're getting drafted or if you're a free agent,
COVID just everything.
COVID put one on it because the turnaround time is just so tight.
Nuts.
It's going to be crazy, but I think so many people have been off since the beginning of COVID.
For us.
Right. So many people have
sports year round
have been off since the beginning of COVID. So I think the product is going to actually be pretty like good. I think most people are going to be rested. I think the Lakers are going to be intelligent as they have been recently. They're going to play their bench during the regular season. LeBron's going to pick his spots. They're going to make the playoffs. Maybe as like a 2016 Cavs situation where they're like the 4 seed. People are doubting them, and then they
turn it on.
They turn it on the playoffs and they wind up in another situation to win a championship. I think LeBron is at too smart of an age, just like Rondo is, to let the dynasty fall off when they are in such a close position to being at the top.
Well, I mean, so I think that we're headed towards like a new normal with the NBA because that the NBA ideally would love to start around Christmas every year.
Yeah,
they would love it.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't weirdly an off year Olympics year, we would be in a good spot moving forward. They would play the entire season, but I think the Olympics, part of that is encroaching on the time that they're trying to take up.